Step into your future with an all-new series, Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
Being a cadet means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in. It's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti star.
You'll encounter challenges your predecessors never had to imagine.
Starfleet Academy. New series streaming January 15th on Paramount+.
It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? No. A strong deodorant? Yes. A six-pack of abs? Nope. Six-pack of beer? Yes. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol 21 plus and in select cities. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
It's a Sarah special. That's her move. Oh my god. The bird she shot this spring, it was beautiful. It was like full. She was always like, they won't come out of strut. I'm like, you never give them time. Like, boom! I'm like, sweet, we're gonna eat some lead this year.
I can't wait for Merg Squad 4.0 when we talk about Schumer's divorce.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Kitchen Conversations. At the Foul Weather Podcast, we truly believe that the kitchen is the perfect place for sharing information, spending time with family and friends, and genuinely BSing about life, ducks, the science of duck migration, duck conservation, and duck hunting itself. At either home or camp, the kitchen is a place to celebrate the day and come together to learn from each other, but also simply enjoy life. In this episode of the Kitchen Conversations, we are joined again by Bard and Frack, but we also add in our friend Jack. The Merg Squad 3.0 is here. In the first of a two-part series with the Merg Squad, we dig into the 2025 drought and ducks, a good Merg year, Mergs in quotes by the way, but an odd weather year, and snow goose harvest and management. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Kitchen Conversations. And as always, may your skies be filled and shoot straight, my friends.
We went and hunted some...
I thought you were going to give a specific area. I'm giving the Mike stops because I'm like, don't say it.
We went and hunted some public land that we've hunted a bunch of times before, and some guys had told us, like, they had been there a couple weeks ahead of that, and they're like, oh yeah, there's water there. Not a lot, but there's water there to hunt. Well,
it dried out.
In that couple weeks, it dried out. So we got there, and we're like lugging, you got to walk into this place. So we're like humping in stuff, and we get in there, we're all sweaty and shit, like, and like,
you went on this, Frack?
Yeah. This is my first hunt. I literally flew home at midnight at like 4 a.m. I went out with this.
He goes out with me and my son, and we get there, and we're like looking around with our headlamps. We're like, because we walked this trail all this way, and then we got on this little dike, and we're looking, like, I don't see any water anywhere. I just see cattails. And so, like, then we're like, well, that looks like mud. There's mud. So we're like, we put a couple decoys in the mud, and we just sat there on the dike, like, not knowing what to do, and daylight comes, and a couple teal fly over. So then Frack's like, we should just try to shoot one of these teal. So, like, it's just single green wings just, like, randomly flying over. So my son smokes one, and dog goes and gets it, and then we're like, fuck this, let's go. We went to the diner and had breakfast.
That's where I was at. Sarah and I went one day, and all we had was, like, the ditch.
Yeah.
And there were birds buzzing around there, like, a few spots, and finally a green wing landed. And I'm like, fuck it. And I just...
water swatted.
But I missed it. And it took me 3 shots. And all I heard Sarah say is, Christ. And then it's not dead yet. And so the dog's chasing around and it's diving. And it comes up on the mud. And it's like... And this is like some soggy freaking mud. And runs over and grabs it and comes up in her head... to above her eyes is just pure black from mud with a duck in her mouth. And I'm like, well, want to go home? It was kind of the same thing. It was like just a bad year. So, like, we have folks in the South that listen that there was a drought like 2 years ago that was horrible. And I don't think in our part of the world, we typically don't get that. Like, we are second as far as how much rainfall happens in this part of the world in kind of the Great Lakes rain shadow to the Pacific Northwest, really. Like, you don't realize it. It's not supposed to be cloudy 8 days a week until you move to, like, the middle of the continent or work there like you do, Frack, all the time, right? And be like, I mean, I remember being in Oklahoma in the summer and it raining one night and, like, sitting on the back porch with a 6-pack of beer and dancing in the rain because it can rain finally. Right. Like, we don't run into that usually. And we went, I guess.
We had a long stretch.
It was like 2 months almost without rain. Like, I can't believe that we got little spits just enough. And if you look at crops around here, like, some places are really good and then others are really bad. And we were more in the really bad, like, right here locally, I think. Because you go just where we're deer hunting just west of here, and the corn, the soybeans, everything looked way better. Like, they got little shots of rain to keep them going. But
well, they dissed the beans down here, down the road from us. They
turned them under and claimed insurance because it would have been it wasn't worth even harvesting them.
Right.
Yeah, they were.
I've never seen that around here. So
it was rough.
That turns into, like, that's your index. That's your index for a shit duck season right there.
Yeah.
Because you can't recover from it. Like, we've been wet. We've been pretty wet since like.
Do you think a lot of those birds just went through, though? Our early ducks left? Because even early, there was not... Even areas that had water, like, I pumped one of my swamps, and I had water, and I had a ton of food, and I didn't have ducks. Well, not in the numbers that I should have.
Have you talked to your friends, like, in North Carolina and stuff? Yeah. Like, they should be good right now. Delaware's numbers are above... Maryland's numbers are above normal. So I think they blew through. Like, we don't have pintails. We do not have pintails. Like, we usually have... I don't know. I'm just going to throw out the, like, 10,000 or more in the region that we hunt, and there was a handful at best. So, yeah, they all blew through. I mean, there's a lot of this year, and it's a better, I don't know, I think it's a better migration year than we've had in the past. Jack, have you had any experience this year with this stuff?
the one thing that the drought did, how it did benefit me was early season. There's... a little private area that I lease that has a couple of ponds on it, and just adjacent to that there's a large patch of flooded timber that never used to be there, dammed up by beavers, and has flooded over the past couple of years. So the last couple of years that lease has been non-existent due to that flooded timber, which was inaccessible and not huntable on a neighboring property. So for me, early season, it concentrated the birds into larger, still small bodies of water, but it allowed us to have some success. And we still had some okay success with the wood ducks and another flooded timber area, combined with some mallards and some teal. So still was able to kind of scratch away at getting some birds, but not the success that we've had in years past. And I would say the same for even the September goose season. Not that the water impacts that as much, but that's time of crops and everything else. You hope that you get a couple fields to get harvested prior to the season ending, but we were still able to do okay through September.
Well, like, this stuff's weird. Like, this year everything's like kind of moved back, and I feel like the farmers got compressed on both ends from. It was
wet spring, in the spring.
Very wet spring, then a dry summer.
And
then it just stopped in June.
And then it got really dry, and so they got shit for yield from their crops. And now we're going to enter winter, I think, earlier than we have in a long time. Like, after Thanksgiving, we're going to talk about in a second. It's going to shit, and it's going to be great for other people, and you'll love it for the big water. But, like,
be a good Merg year.
I'm in a good Merg year. But the situation I have, like, this is a fun thing about all this kind of really watching the weather and seeing what's happening is there's a really nice oak tree just at the end of our road that fell into the cornfield. And I'm like, usually they go around with this bobcat and they just push stuff back. But they're like, all their hands are still on full harvest stuff. And so they're probably not going to have time for that. So I'm going to call the old lady who basically runs the farm. And she can talk to the manager and be like...
She's going to love it that you called her an old lady.
She doesn't listen to podcasts. She's going to love that I called her an old lady. So the nice young lady who I talk to on the phone normally at this farm is basically going to say, yeah, go ahead and grab that tree. And it's a nice red oak that's fallen in, and it's safe. Like, it's fallen over, but I looked at it from like a bucking up standpoint, taking the tractor over there with a wood wagon and making firewood out of it. I'm like, that's a month worth of, and I'm doing them a favor.
Yeah.
And I'll say, like, I'm going to push all the brush. Like, I'll make sure it's all in the hedgerow, too. I'm not going to leave it in the field, right? Which will be extra work for me, but it's kind of fun work, honestly. But that's the thing, like, I watch every season and keep track of this stuff, and I'm like, because normally I wouldn't do that. Because I don't want to ask for that tree if the guy's going to have bobcat time and be able to just push it in, because I'm a burden to them.
Sure.
But given their schedule, this year's a good year to go grab that tree, and like it works out for everybody, right? So, but it's been a freaking odd year, and the thing that I think everyone on the podcast that listens wants to hear is that this cold is coming. What are you guys doing with it? Other than I'm probably gonna sock in. I'm trying to get a couple hunts in that, but like. The marshes are gonna
when it comes, but I don't think it's gonna.
Time.
I think it's gonna come. I think it's gonna freeze before we reopen.
Before we reopen,
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, because it's talking like the problem is. But here's the thing: if you're a big water hunter, I think you'll be okay. I really do, because I think the timing of it is going to push birds out of the marsh and onto the lake. But the problem is everybody's going to be on the lake.
Yeah.
That's my big in rivers, right? Because the marshes are just
moving water.
toast.
Yeah. Some of my best hunts late season have been when everything else freezes up and you find that narrow water, and they just gravitate towards it. Last year, shortly after Thanksgiving, we had some incredible hunts. It got fairly cold, and we had some incredible hunts on just small, narrow pieces of water, even where the banks were frozen, but there's just a little slough or a channel that maintain moving water.
It's all mallards.
And just
mallards and black ducks?
Mallards and blacks. Yep. The occasional lawn dart.
Are you still?
If you need one more,
no.
One more bird.
Those are
to fill
good ducks.
limit,
We
absolutely.
let the mallards go if the birds are flying.
Eat the little trout.
Yeah.
So you gotta shoot them.
After listening
you were
to
nobody. You were nobody shooting mergs. So you're attracting a crowd though. So how did you guys do last year? Do we have the numbers yet of how you did?
Oh wait, we're not in the wing league anymore.
I am.
Well, they booted me. I haven't been in for 2 years.
You haven't been in the wing bee.
Yeah.
So for listeners, if you haven't been aware, these guys have set the bar as far as Merg harvest. We broke the system. You beat the Newfies is what you did.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
I need to remake our belt buckles. Because I only put Atlantic Flyway, not,
we beat the Newfies.
World champion.
World champion.
Yes.
World champion bird shooters.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I go to the Atlantic Flyway wing bee, I tell your story. And they're like, wait, you know these guys? Because, like, your guys' envelopes are like, boom, 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 boom. And when the Merg stuff comes up, it's like, so, like, mallards are boxes and boxes and boxes. Mergs take, like, 5 minutes.
Not anymore.
Not
And
with
they're
us.
literally just you guys. And they're like, you know the Merg guys? Like, you're known as the Merg guys. Like, they haven't... I'm like, no. They're the Merg Squad. Just so you're aware.
We're a squad.
Yeah.
But there is a belt buckle. So, yeah. Jack, I don't know. I mean, you might not want to associate with these guys after this.
I'm proud to be here. I really am. I look at mergansers in a whole new light now.
I spent far too long giving a shit what other people thought because I had a job in the industry and like you had to keep a certain. I don't give a fuck anymore. I turned 50 this week and I'm just having fun.
High five.
I'm just having fun and I've just had fun the last few years.
Yeah.
You know what? But I feel like we've opened the closet for many people who are also shooting Mergs and they're posting about it on social media and stuff. So you don't have to be ashamed of yourself anymore.
I like it. You don't have to be ashamed of
I
your
love the
bird.
acceptance.
Yeah.
Now it's getting hard though. It's getting harder to decoy them.
Yeah,
they're
getting
smart
wary
now. We've educated the birds.
It's a whole movement.
Oh goodness.
If our hunting was any good, we would probably shoot mallards and redheads and bluebills, but
He always screws us up. We'll have like 17 Drake Mergs in the photo for like a 3-man shoot, and he shoots a stupid greenhead to like close out. Just like 4 or 5 hunts, you've ruined.
It was
that.
a wood duck.
One time was a wood duck. One
How
time,
do you
couple times
pass
Drake
up a
mallard.
December wood duck?
No.
You don't, right? Yeah. See,
This beaver pond over here in this 70 acres that Sarah and I deer hunt, we can only bow hunt it, so can't do anything about the ducks. Loaded with wood ducks.
Still.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded. They leave every morning. I don't know where they go.
Yeah.
But they roost in there every night. Like, that place is just piles full of ducks in the evening, and they leave in the morning. There's no food in it. It's just like flooded. It's a brand new flooded beaver pond, and it's just standing timber. There's like, I've walked around in it. There's like very little duck food. But birds are using it, and it's fun to, but I tell you, some places, I don't know, do you want to blow them all up? It's nice to sit in a deer stand, hear wood ducks, hear mallards go over. There's like occasional
So
goose
that's
that
the thing.
opens in it.
It sounds like theoretically you could get an afternoon hunt out of it, but then you're kind of trashing the roost. And do you want to do that?
Right, and then
Right.
all my bow season and my gun season, when I sit and stand and hear birds come and go,
Entertainment.
it's
when you're
gone.
waiting on deer.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I did a thing. Well, I don't know when this happened during the recording here, but I actually had missed a piece of shot. So the shot sweeper doesn't grab everything, but I'd missed one, and I wouldn't do this if you got a pacemaker, or maybe metal in your mouth to some extent. Like, I've got a lot of fillings and things, but I how you try to find the piece of shot.
Yeah.
I literally just
Opened your mouth.
put it against my mouth and sucked it right the fuck out and put it on here, and I'm like, because you know how it is, like, you get a piece. I've actually gotten pieces of shot that I know I have, and I'm digging around for them. I'm like, screw it,
Just swallow
just
it.
swallow it. I'm gonna poop this thing out. But that grabbed it, so there's a
handy invention.
a new use for it that no one should do. So Bard likes the Bears.
the Chicago.
The Chicago
That's
Bears.
like, where's this going?
And I'm a Bills fan, and I looked, there was like a meme, I call them memes just for fun. It was a meme. And it was like, that's a new thing, right? Bard's,
it's a thing at all.
Frack's still doing shots of water. Yeah. He's got soccer tonight. But the Bears have like the same record as the Bills.
Time. The Bears have a better record than the
Shit,
Bills.
they have. So that was a week ago.
The Bears won this week.
I feel like the NFL's just like turned on its head.
Yeah, don't ask. It's not right. It's like, as a long-term Bears fan, I'm not sure what's happening. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
And we don't actually play for the first 3 quarters, and then we play like the best football ever in the 4th quarter. So I don't know how we keep winning.
Better late than never. It's
Yeah.
it's a sad time to be a Bills fan right now.
Are you a Bills fan too,
I am.
Jack?
I am.
Goodness.
I went out
I have some
deer
Bills
hunting.
stuff
You got
in
some
here.
Bills paraphernalia.
Friday.
You have to. You live
after the
close
Bills
enough.
lost on Thursday, and it was a property that the owner really just wanted some doe removed from, and I went out there with a vengeance Friday morning and was able to fill 3 doe tags in a matter of minutes.
That's your
Yeah, that was
your frustration.
that was the frustration.
Oh
yeah.
man. Yeah, it's tough. And I've verbalized it too much on the podcast. All my students in my waterfowl class know it. They came into the other day. I had a lab practical, which is, for folks that don't understand, it's like all the mounts of ducks and things out, and then wings. So you got to
We had a
ID
stud
sex.
red-breasted Merg in there. In that photo, I was pumped about that. I was like, "Oh, that's a nice red."
Yeah, we got mounts of everything. It's part of the Roosevelt Wildlife Collection that we have.
I like that the Merg was front and center, though. I'm like, Schumer's getting with it. He's giving the
No, that
Merg
was
some
just-
love here.
Honestly, that's just random. It's probably where it fits in the space because it's a giant bust of a duck. So, but the students come up. So it's a practical mounts. It's wings too, and then sounds of ducks. So like literally, we give them the shoveler that they do in breeding season, and they're like, what the hell is that? Like, they know a mallard, they know a Canada goose, they know
Yeah.
snow goose, tundra, swana, etc. But there's sounds they have to know. So it's like everybody thinks they're like, oh, as a duck hunter, I do fine on this. But you also have to know like who nests on the ground, who nests in a cavity, who nests over water, where do they breed? Like the prairies, the Arctic, the boreal, all that stuff as well. So it's pretty tight of a test. But the students come up and they're like, the Bills had lost to Miami. Of all teams. And a lot of them are Western New Yorkers, and they're like, Dr. Schumer, so how hard is this test going to be? I'm like, no. I need a ray of light right now. Like, this is the easiest test I've ever given. Like,
need some success.
You'll be fine. I need some success in my life. So
We should do the test for a podcast episode. That'd be cool.
Oh, that would
we
be
should go
fun.
in and take the test. I think that'd be fun.
I don't
Will they
think
let us on campus.
Yeah, I think there's a little conflict of interest with them.
But we could do it.
Anyhow.
We could collect. We have enough stuff. We could collect it and have our own test.
Heavy on Merg.
But I did give you guys a little assignment before you came in. Did anybody read it?
The stumper
and said,
question?
well, so I always give you trivia. I did the Merg trivia. Who won that? Was that you?
Frack won.
The biologist got it.
Yeah.
That's all right. Sorry.
Still better.
Still better. Did you guys talk after that, or?
No, it was a tough line the next day or two.
Strange bedfellows after that.
We still hunted, but there was quiet.
I've been squirting Visine in his drinks ever since. Why do they keep fucking with our seasons?
Why do they keep fucking with our seasons?
Well, it's like a fucking game now. It's
an evil ploy.
For 30 years, it was the same, and I guess you just get rooted in that, and then.
What changed though? What changed?
Well, 5 years. We went through the 5 years where we had no late season really, and
Yeah,
now
right,
we have it back. And
this is New York stuff though, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
touching that. That's a lot. That's a heavy load, and I don't want to piss people off.
Oh.
I got opinions.
I know you do. So this was really a bait?
Yeah.
Baiting, not a stump Schumer, but a baiting Schumer.
Yeah. Oh, this is supposed to be general, these are supposed to be general, how do eiders reproduce or some shit like that, but it's fine.
Hey, I do have a question, which I don't expect you to know the answer to because I don't know that there is a legit answer to this yet.
Gonna need a drink for this one.
So, the emperor goose.
There we go.
The emperor goose in Alaska. So, I heard rumor that. Dude, that bottle is almost gone.
Yeah, we nailed a bottle of bourbon while we were here, by the way. So.
And only 3 of us are drinking it. There's a bunk bed in there if anyone wants to stay here. Anyway.
I've always said that one of these days I'm just going to do a beeline from your place. But there is a cedar swamp between you and my house.
Yeah.
So it's better off taking roads. But
good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. There's some monsters in there. Anyway, and this is probably true for more. This could be true, I guess, for more than the emperor goose. But they had opened that season very limited. You had to draw a tag if you're non-resident. For emperor goose for a few years. Is it true that the Inuit population in Alaska...
We're going to have to edit this. There's no way I can answer this question.
Is it true that they
this is going to be definitely stumped?
I don't think it's Inuit. I think it's just native. I think if you're an Alaskan. I think it's
if you're a resident of Alaska,
it's a subsistence.
That you can harvest their eggs for subsistence?
Yeah.
Subsistence, what I can answer to you is subsistence harvest is separate from what's called sporting.
Sure.
Sport hunting harvest, and those are the definitions, right? We technically hunt under sport hunting,
Sure.
but I wouldn't Frack. You wouldn't call what you do sport, right? Specifically, it's you harvest and you enjoy it, but there's another part of it, and we get all balled up in the term sport because it's a legal thing. But those are the definitions. But who is allowed to do those specifically? I do not know. Like I can get back to you on that. I can get back to people on the podcast.
No, I was just curious.
But I don't know. But there is some subsistence harvest in that stuff, and it's controversial because like you got spectacled eiders and they're grabbing eggs.
Sure. Yeah, and that's
indigenous people are grabbing eggs and down and other things and such. So yeah, there's a lot of that stuff.
I just was told like because I know a bunch of people in Alaska that once that season was open, there was a lot of controversy around opening that season. People were upset about it, so the subsistence hunters or gatherers or whatever you want to call them for eggs and whatnot intentionally increased to kind of put a dent in that population so it would fall below what it needed to be to continue allowing sport hunting.
I don't know that. And this is a really great conversation because we, I think, need to do a better job of understanding the what the kind of subsistence harvest really is and what those folks are traditionally using. And there's a lot of, it's easy way to say it is there's a lot of cultural barriers there that keep us from fully understanding that we need to break down so we can just manage these animals better. Not so quote unquote white people can harvest more, but to understand how to sustainably manage these populations in general.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone truly knows that. I just know that there's people upset because they closed it.
Yeah.
And like, and then there's other people saying like, well, we should be able to open. I think is it Stellar? Which one is there's more, Stellars or Spectacles? Either one. There's like some advocacy that you could open one of the two.
Right.
I don't know which it is, but there's the same thing around that.
They all taste a little better than Mergs, by the way, but barely.
False. I've eaten some eider. Yeah. It's not so good.
I have a hard time eating. I mean, I remember I went and, I went on eider hunts when I was the waterfowl biologist for Maine, and like with groups and did that, and then I was like, well, I need to go figure out how to do this on my own. Went out with like a kayak and the dog or like a rock ledge and shot some eiders. And I'm like, I got to eat these. And it was a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot of work to eat them. Yeah. So, yeah.
When we were in Alaska, they didn't like the mallards actually because the mallards were out eating salmon. That's what they said. Yeah. They're all eating the rotten salmon flesh.
Oh, because the mallards eat it.
Because they were like, they did not eat mallards.
The mallards like the horror of the duck world in general for food. They don't eat anything.
They wanted... the scoters they liked, the harlequins were pretty rough. They did eat mergs, and they didn't like the eiders. So it was like, but the mallard was like the lowest.
The brant
of the
best.
Because it was a trash eater.
Yeah. The brant in Alaska, like the Pacific brant, is literally the best waterfowl I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Over a can eating wild celery.
It is the best waterfowl I've ever had in my life.
Are they on eelgrass? Like on good grass?
Yeah.
And not messed up grass.
Yeah, and they served them. So Frack and I went to Cold Bay a few years ago, but I had gone to Cold Bay before that without him. And the first night we were there, we ate brant, but they didn't tell us it was brant. They served it up. You would have thought it was like cuts of steak, and we ate it. I'm like, wow, this is really good. Blah blah blah. They're like, oh, well, that was brant. And we're like, what?
Because you would eat brand on like Long Island and stuff before.
That's a tough one too.
Yeah.
And we're like, no way. So we brand hunted the next day, and we brought them back, cleaned them, and we witnessed the process of cleaning them, and then we cooked them up to eat them. And I was like, so we just wanted to brand hunt every day so we could eat them. And when we went up, we didn't get the brand hunt. Only a couple times maybe because the weather was bad.
We went later in the season.
Yeah, and it was later. Yeah, but yeah, it's surprisingly good. Where did you go in Alaska?
To St. Paul.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
How did you like that?
It was an interesting place.
I've been there.
Extremely depressed. When I went, the crabbing industry had been shut down for 2 years. We were coming in on the tail end of that. And so you want to talk about an economic depression to a remote island. It was pretty sad to see, to be honest with you. The scenery was absolutely incredible. Tried to make the best of it. And we did it all self-guided from shore. And we were fortunate. We had a friend who was stationed there for a law enforcement position, and we were allowed to stay with him. But essentially, other than that, we met a couple of the guides there. Some guides were really excited that we were doing it on our own, just literally hunting from shore and playing the tides, and so the birds were recoverable. And then a couple of guys, when they got blown off, and they were hunting from shore with clients, they were not very happy that we were there. But it was a remarkable experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. We had success. Brought back Kings and Harlequin, and bucket list trip for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't go back, but I'd like to go back under different circumstances when there's maybe a little bit more happening for the locals. But it was a very, very cool trip.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
The future of work is here, and your workforce is ready to grow. Right Management's latest report in its State of Careers series reveals why career development is the smartest investment for business resilience. Discover how coaching and continuous learning can boost engagement, unlock agility, and enhance retention. Don't wait for change. Lead it. Download the report today at right.com.
When I was there, that was during snow crab season, and they were waiting in line to come in and dump their crabs at the plant there.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty depressed. That island's it's not much going on there, because those people that work at the plant, they get brought in by boat,
right?
So or fly in, and they live at the plant. There's dormitory there, and they live there. They don't leave there.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot going on there in general.
No, there's not. It's a beautiful place, really is, but not much going on.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd want to go back there.
Bucket list then? What do you got left, Mike? Like duck hunting wise?
I'm just thinking.
Oh. Anybody else can go first. I got nothing. I don't go anywhere, so. Well, I move places and hunt mostly, so that's what I've done over my years.
I would like to go on, like I've shot cranes before, but I've never gone on like a crane hunt. Like we've shot cranes kind of like we're in North Dakota and like we get a random couple that came in or this or that.
Well, like do it for real.
But do it for real. Like we're just going to like hunt sandhills.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. I've never done that and set up for them. But
what do you think,
knew
Frack?
Somebody with sandhill crane decoys.
Yeah. I wanted to buy sandhill. There was like a sale. So there was a sale a couple years ago on sandhill crane decoys. He calls me up all excited. Dude, these things are like half price. I'm gonna order some. I'm like, why would you order
them? We don't.
And ever since
but we
then,
have so many sandhill cranes now.
Yeah. He's like, well, we could just put them out for confidence with our Canada Goose decoys.
That'd be awesome.
I'm like, that is dumb as hell. Why would you do that? And then,
but if it works, is it dumb?
But then, so he did order them, and it's been a sore subject for 5 years. Like,
do you have them?
No, we didn't get them.
No, he talked me out of it. And then like 2 hunts later, he had sandhills land in his field, and all the geese went to the live sandhills instead of his decoys. So then he was like,
and all you had to do was sit there and point at him and be like,
yeah.
I see why you guys are kind of friends, but sometimes not.
I have a new stumper question for you, though.
Oh, oh.
I'm almost done with this glass of
bourbon. I'm almost done with this glass of bourbon, so I came up with some...
I'm getting creative.
Bard has an epiphany.
No, it's not really an epiphany. I was actually reading the other day. I was reading the most technical magazine that I read is Ducks Unlimited, the magazine. I think it was Ducks.
If you're gonna ask me to to counter something,
no, I don't want you to counter anything.
Okay.
So I was distraught actually reading. It was all about like they had the flight forecast or whatever, where it was talking about all the different species, like how they're doing, and both the,
like as far as populations, breeding population stuff.
Yeah,
good.
So both the greater and lesser snow goose populations have literally we're like a few years back, the mid-continental like snow goose population, the lessers and Roskies, they're like over 20 million. But that article is saying like it's down to like 5 million or something now, and ours are like literally hovering on. We won't gonna have a conservation season anymore because it's almost at that number of like 500 or 1,000 or below.
Just saying, I reached a shot in my mouth
again.
Oh, where'd it go?
You obviously don't hit these ducks in the head. So, like, I'm just curious what you like.
I just swallowed that piece of shot for sure. I thought it was on this piece of meat, but it is not. I'm still eating that piece of meat.
Let's put it on your stomach and see if it.
Man, I go through the MRI because I had a spine thing a few years ago, and so I get MRIs like once a year. And so, listeners, if you don't know, I can't feel half my body. So I had a neurological thing. I was like one of the COVID people. So what's that? Too much sharing on the podcast. But I asked the guys at the MRI thing. I'm like, if like there's metal in my stomach. And they're like, oh, wait. Why is there metal in your stomach? And I'm like, the ways I could explain this. But they're like, no, you'll get like a sensation, but it will not pull like metal through your gut.
Be like alien.
But shut up. No, I had it one day. Like that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I had it one day. I'm like, because it was like, I always get my MRI in like November, December, and I'm like, this is a bad time of year to have this.
Yeah.
Like it'd be better if I could pass these things, but. Anyhow, it's coming up, so I just ate a pellet, so we'll see how that goes for everybody. So, what was the question again? I went on MRI too long.
Yeah. So the snow geese, like I don't think it's like the conservation season that really made the dent in that population so dramatically in either flyway. So, what is your 2 cents as being Mr. Biologist? Like why? Like. Did they really just get so many they killed themselves off with disease and lack of food?
Well, first of all, a bird flu killed a lot of snow geese, right? We know that. So I want to start with the graders because I feel like that's easier because they're a smaller population. And the same thing that's been going on with the brant and then the Canada geese at the north end of the flyway. We are increasingly, for whatever reason, getting these really late spring snowstorms that are like spinning backwards.
Yeah.
On that part of the world. And if you're a gosling or a brantling, or is a brantling a word?
It is now.
Why would any of us know that? Like, if anyone here knows, it would be you.
Right, we'll just call them all goslings because they're all still technically geese. You know, when you get like 6 inches of snow and they're little fluff balls, they all die. And so you get like mass die-offs, like zero reproduction. And that happens over and over lots of times. So I think to some extent that has been happening to the greater snow goose population because they kind of breed with the brant as well. The mid-continent population is doing what we want it to do. We don't want it at 60 million birds, right? Like we need it to be smaller than what it is. So the conservation order, the intent of it is to decrease populations. And if we're doing that, great. And if we end the spring season, it's what's going to happen.
Sure.
Right? Like, you're going to have to eat that. I think that greater snow geese at the low population that they're at, lower, right, like 800,000 to like 1.2 million, are getting kind of caught in that, right? And we did the research to determine in our part of the world, like, what are we shooting? And 80% of the birds we're shooting are graders. So could we be impacting that population? Maybe, but if you really look at like the numbers of these things we're killing, how many people are shooting them, it's not. To me, it's not detectable. So it's probably mostly environmental that's affecting this stuff. But if we're negatively affecting the mid-continent population, the lesser snow goose population, and depressing it, that was the intent anyway,
Sure,
right?
but it seems like radical, right? It just seems like a radical change. Like, there's no way we're killing that many of them as hunters. Like, if, going from 20 plus million to 5 or 6 million now. Like,
you didn't kill 14 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I've had some pretty good hunts out there, but not that good. And I don't know that anyone, like, everyone has their big triple-digit day or two, but, like, that's not happening for the majority, and it's not even happening for the luckiest or the best.
So you're talking about lessers.
Yeah.
In mid-continent stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's way more than what we think there are anyway. So the numbers you're quoting are kind of like, I think, breeding ground stuff, but we know there's more birds outside colonies than that, right? But the general thought is that, I mean, it's a combination of things as well. But no one's, like, Texas cut back on it.
Yeah,
on their own. They
Right.
did it on their own.
Right.
Which I disagree with.
They canceled
honestly.
their conservation season.
Yeah, which I disagree with in general. I mean, they've got landscape change and things like that. They're seeing less birds show up. I mean, it's warmer climate. It's also, they don't have rice on the coast. The birds aren't coming there. And so they're like, our hunters are complaining we're not seeing birds. They think we killed too many. No, there's no way. There's no way. And even if we did, my comment is that was the intent of it anyway.
Right.
And I kill the things, right? Like, and my problem with a lot of that, when I just said kill the things, is that I think we vilified these animals too, to a great degree, which we shouldn't. I mean, snow geese around here, like, we get enough of them to love them. We never get to the point where you're like, we don't call them sky carp or anything like that. I don't feel
No, it's
like,
a spectacle when they show up every year.
Yeah. Everybody shows up for it.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, hunters and birders.
Yeah.
Where are?
That's a
this
tough
is
one,
question.
Mike. I mean, honestly, like I don't know the answer to that.
Stumped.
I think you stumped. I'll go with stumped.
Noted.
Stumped. Yeah.
Where
I'll
do
dig into it.
where do the lessers?
I am not a goose biologist, to be clear.
Hey.
So.
Didn't you say he was a waterfowl biologist?
No.
Doesn't goose fall into that category?
Where are the lessers coming from that we shoot here? Because I've never
We don't
personally
know.
killed a banded lesser in New York.
That's what's
We've shot a lot of banded, but there.
That blue goose is
Where
a
was that one
banded
from?
lesser.
From New York?
I shot it in New York.
Where did it come from?
Kaminsky Island?
No, it came from some weird place, like 1,000 miles west of where all the other graders come from. Like way inland, not on the islands. And
Like
stuff
west
like
of
that.
Hudson Bay?
Yeah.
Like if you're looking
on
at
the
Hudson
west
Bay,
side
it's
of
that
Hudson.
side.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Queen Maud?
I don't know the exact name, but it was like we shot 2 geese that day that were banded, and the one goose was a grader, and he was from Violet Island or whatever. Which were
everyone is banded.
And that goose was like 1,100 some miles west of that. And a little south, like southwest of that.
Because that was my question. It's like if we're getting 20 or 30% of our harvest, our lessers, where the heck are they coming from?
Well, that was
'Cause I
one of
never
it. That
see
was
banded ones.
in that paper that you guys contributed snow goose heads and stuff too. And when we determined like what percentage were lessers and graders, was that, and we did a band analysis in it too, and we had all kinds of great band analysis for graders, but we didn't have it for lessers. And the comment was these birds must be coming from colonies that are not being banded, that's what people don't understand, is that the Arctic is a big frickin' place, and we can't be everywhere, and these geese move around as well. So from a regulatory standpoint, geese are a little problematic because we need enough information. If you think of it, and this is true of a lot of the things we do, and kind of the complaints people have about, just regulations in general, is they pick on all this little shit. And at the end of the day, the question has to be, do we have enough information to set harvest regulations and conserve these populations? That's it. Period. Is it perfect? No. But is it good enough information to do it? Yeah, it is. And we've shown that we can actually do a good job of managing these populations, set harvest regulations, and have the whole process move forward with the information that we currently have. And kind of like some of the questions you guys are asking are like super valid questions, but like that's the research we do to drill down to then refine the stuff we're doing as a conservation community. But at the end of the day, like the 1,000-foot level thing is like, is it good enough to make decisions? And that's where I'm like, yeah, it's fine, right? Like, you want to get into our Canada Goose stuff, which is fucked right now. That's a fun one.
I thought about bringing it up, and I kind of decided otherwise.
Well, because no, because I like this one because I just put it in the last podcast because the one goose for 30 days was not recommended by Fish and Wildlife Service from a model that the Fish and Wildlife Service produced for the Atlantic Flyway technical section that they asked for. And the model was like, yeah, you can do like 3 for 45. And they were like, yeah, but that's not what we saw when we went banding. Yeah. And so we ended up with a 1 in 30. And then the next year, the breeding population was like huge, and they couldn't
so do you
beyond
foresee that happening again this coming year?
No, we're going 3 for 45 coming up. Yeah, that decision is made.
Yeah.
But like I've always been hey, you guys know this, super critical of the Atlantic Flyway for being overly conservative. Yeah. And I mean,
ultimately,
they
do you see 30 years down the road, looking back on this being a benefit for being conservative?
No, we didn't. All we did was take away opportunity from hunters to shoot geese that, we just made a bigger population that we didn't probably need.
Right.
So that's a lot of it.
Yeah, when I started hunting, you couldn't shoot geese.
At all.
And then...
How old are you? You're
15. I'll be 15 this week. But, so when I started hunting, we couldn't shoot geese at all. And then when they brought it back, it was one goose. It was one goose for a couple years. And like, you couldn't, during goose season, you couldn't not shoot one goose. It was like, they were so plentiful and so like, they would decoy to anything. Like people were using like
these are migrants.
Tires.
Migrants, you think?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Not residents at that point.
Well, so that was weird. Then they didn't have a resident goose season when they opened that back up. And then when they did introduce the resident season, it was like 5 geese, and it was like it was only 15 days maybe, and then eventually it went to 8 geese, and then was it 10 for a while, or did it just jump to 15?
Yeah, I don't remember. And then I think it went 8 to 15.
Then there was some weird zone around the Finger Lakes that was still less and less days. When I, like, early on, it was a weird kind of time.
Yeah, that one, I think, it took them a long time to figure out. One of the things that happened, like, during the closed period is that we were shooting the snot out of geese because they're like, geese are everywhere. And a lot of those were resident birds, and the migrants were mixed in with them. And then finally we went up and started banding them and looking at recoveries within that season, and it was like, oh my God, we are pummeling the migrant population and thinking we have tons of geese, but they're all just resident birds is really what was going on. So then the season got really small. What that turned into is like, there were revolts about that because whole guide services on the Delmarva Peninsula and stuff went nuts about that, right? But it had to be shut down to recover that population, right? But that is a lesson in and of itself, is that we know we can recover the goose population when we want to, and it doesn't take very long to do it, to grow that back.
What would you say, 2 to 3 years?
Probably 4 to 5.
Okay.
Right? But we're not going to get up for 4 to 5 years.
Right.
That's my point. Like, when you shut it down to one bird for 30 days, you know what the endangered species is in this? Hunters.
Sure.
Not geese.
Sure.
Right? Like, geese are going to make it through it, and the resident population does buffer that harvest to a large degree. And we have enough band recoveries to keep track of if we effed it up. So, like, my thing always is, like, could we loosen the purse strings on this a little bit more than what we do? But they are gun shy from the prior, like, we overshot this population and didn't monitor it correctly. And that still lives in the Atlantic Flyway. So I give them that grace, But one thing I don't like is they do not recognize how much, as hunters, one goose for 30 days is a closed season. And there's that much more activity out there.
I have not moved my goose trailer once this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like in September I used some silhouettes in the back of my pickup truck, and then I hunted in Canada quite a bit for geese. But like in New York, I have not. I have. Like my trailer's not even registered yet because I don't plan to move.
I would agree with that.
For one goose, I'm not going to go sit on
my
the field.
decoys have not come out of the barn all year.
Well, and here's my problem: is recently, I was like, this is very personal, but I'm like, well, we got 3 deer in the freezer. Duck season's closed. I'm like, well, goose season must be open. I can go shoot a goose somewhere. Like, just go take dog. I've got spots. I can sit on a pond on state land, shoot a goose. No, it's closed.
But this is what I'm trying to like be open-minded here. We talked a little bit about this before you got here. If you're just a generalist hunter, this is a good time for you because waterfowl season, like duck season, and you got a little goose action and ends. Boom. And then you got like the last week or two of bow, and then all of gun season in the southern zone without having to worry about missing ducks or geese. And then that ends literally the same weekend the duck picks back up and goose.
I agree. I think it's all well played. Like, especially where we live in 3 different zones in the middle of New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know this. You can hunt from like September 1st till January 11th.
Yeah.
And then you go to Long Island till the end of the year. Mm-hmm. No one should do that, but you can. So, but
wait, why shouldn't you do
my
that?
No. No one from like Pennsylvania or New Jersey should do that. That's the comment. No, like the thing I don't want to do, and you know, like the whole out-of-stater thing, even in New York, has become a thing because it's gotten like this year's going to be a good year. We're going to freeze out. Birds are going to be in Pennsylvania. Birds are going to be in New Jersey. We're not going to see a busload of guys come up here. But in our mild years, they tend to show up, right? And I get it, but it's like the weather is seemingly changing, and the timing is changing, and so guys are going to chase birds where they're at. So I don't know. It's a tough one.
Well, you
Where-
were all... Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, where we hunt in North Carolina, they always had this like northeast zone goose permit that you had to buy. It was a separate $10, and it was 1 goose a day. And they just got rid of that the last couple of years because they just admitted that there's so few of the AP population geese still going
Even
down
showing
there
up
to that historical wintering ground. It's all residents. So they just got rid of that. Because the first year I was panicking trying to find it.
Right.
You know, 6 in the morning, the first day I'm going to hunt, I'm trying to, add that to my license online. And
So is
it's
it-
not even an option anymore. They just got rid of that tag because it was like, there's just not enough, there's not enough AP geese going there. It was one of their historical wintering grounds, but as things have gotten warmer, they're just not showing up.
Right.
Yeah,
So
The
now
state
it's all
further
residents.
north.
Yeah,
Right,
there's still
right,
a ton
right,
of geese,
right.
but they're all residents. So they're
Right.
just like, the state, just to their credit, just got rid of that and was like, whatever.
Just shoot geese.
We're going to manage them as residents.
As
instead
residents
of, yeah.
instead, yeah. And that's what's going on is like when you talk to like North Carolina, like that coastal area used to be a crazy like goose culture, and then it moved up to the Chesapeake and Delmarva. Like that was the whole recent kerfuffle, and now it's like we moved to Long Island, and Long Island's like, well, now they're staying in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you think that the weather thing isn't real, just look at geese because those birds are big and they only go as far south as they have to. So,
But do you
I
feel
mean, there
that a
is something
couple of
going on.
hard winters back to back could completely flip all of that? Like you guys were just saying, North Carolina's not seeing them. We get a couple hard winters back to back. Do you think that all of a sudden North Carolina could be inundated with birds again?
I don't think so. It takes generations to
Okay.
get that stuff back. But what's going on is that so this is the thing we always see is within the weather severity, there's still a ton of variation. Like this year is going to be colder,
Sure.
and ducks are going to go south. Like it's already happened.
Right.
It's ongoing. It's going to go on in late Thanksgiving into early December. It's going to get mild in January. That's the thought by everybody out there. Like January is going to get mild, so get after them while it's good. But you got to go, Frack.
I know.
But the idea is that the cold winters are milder and the mild winters are milder. So there's still a lot of fluctuation.
Right.
So it's not like geese aren't going to go south and ducks aren't going to go south, but that it's just, you know, in that trend it's still trending to the mild end of things. So
Sure.
if that wasn't true, the Foul Weather podcast wouldn't exist, honestly, because we wouldn't have any reason to produce a forecast because ducks would just do exactly the same thing every year, but they don't. Right? We had the first year we did this was an El Nino, which was total junk. Probably the worst season most people have seen in the South. Last year, not much better in general, a little better. And this year is going to be good. So that's kind of what we're seeing is like a lot of that up and down in general. So yeah, we can wrap up. I mean, we're just bullshitting now.
Yeah,
I don't even know how much of this like last 30 minutes we're going to use anyway. So
I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Well, it's all good.
That's why I didn't leave. I'm like, I'm going to be late, but I'm like, I'm having fun. So, yeah, I like it.